The most familiar large skink to people on the east coast of Australia would be the common eastern bluetongue. This species can produce up to 20 or more small live young. Another less commonly encountered species is the alpine or blotched bluetongue, which produces only about 6 or 8 larger babies. This is a comparison of the newborns showing the blotched bluetongue and the common eastern bluetongue. Alpine or blotched bluetongues make great captives, as they can withstand low temperatures and will happily spend the winter outside. They are also quite attractively patterned, easy to maintain, and they rarely bite. Gravid bluetongues, like this blotched bluey, will give birth after about 5 months of pregnancy. As with shinglebacks, the approach of birth is signalled by periods of heavy laboured breathing. This female produced 5 healthy babies within the space of about 15 minutes. And the babies actually began to compete with each other to eat the placenta. Such is the high value of this resource. Baby blotched blueys should be offered water and then food within hours of being born, and they will most likely eat and drink. They will also instinctively hiss and gape at their keeper, but this is only because they are expecting to be eaten by anything larger than themselves. Don't forget the mother, as she will most likely be thirsty and ravenously hungry after losing so much condition during the pregnancy.
I would normally feed animals like this on a diet of cat food with a mixture of fruit and vegetables, and occasionally fuzzy or pink mice would be a good way to put condition back on a female after giving birth. Just get one out. That's an adult male. He's about 5 years old, and this is a sub-adult female. Differences are in the sexes. Males tend to be buffier headed. Their heads are very large, as opposed to a female. You can see there a female's petite, so to speak. Longer sort of body, elongated body on a female. Although this male's big, males tend to be skinnier at the hips and females are wider. There are 2 forms of blotched bluetongues found in Australia. There's the lowland form, which is this one here, and also the highland form, which is this one here. They both are lovely animals and just as easy to keep as one another, but the highland form seems to be the more desirable animal on the market at the moment. This is one of my Centralian bluetongues. Half the fun of keeping these animals is trying to breed them, and with bluetongues, especially with this species, it can be quite challenging. I've managed to so far breed western bluetongues. My next big challenge is going to be try to breed these. These guys now are just over 3 years old, so hopefully after a winter cooling I'll be able to attempt trying to get these to breed for me. I'm just sieving sand here with cat litter scoop, which I've melted some aluminium fly screen wire into it to sift sand and sift all the shed skin and droppings. And I do that on a regular basis. It helps a lot to keep them clean. The whole lot should probably be changed, I would say, every month. That helps keep it nice and clean. With keeping a lot of reptiles, in order to keep them properly fed or give them that variety that they crave, I keep quite a lot of woodies in tubs, and I keep my woody colonies like so. They've got places to live, food and water, and they're doing quite well. Bluetongues can be very enthusiastic feeders at times, especially when it's with things that they really love, such as insects, snails, or even if you feed them, mice. The thing with feeding them insects in particular is if you're going to feed them insects, feed them with a pair of tweezers, such as this. Put your insects on the end, grab hold of the insect and offer it to the blue tongue. That's a far better way than throwing the insects in there, and they'd probably be too quick for the blue tongue to catch most of the time. And if you're keeping the blue tongues in groups, you'd probably end up having fights due to them getting so excited they're trying to catch the insect they might bite one another. So I prefer, if I'm feeding any live food, I normally just feed them with a pair of tweezers. It takes a bit of time, but it's fun. There you go. Here you go. No? Still on it. This is a year-old northern blue-tongue skink. As you can see, they're quite hefty. They actually can grow a lot bigger than this. Fully grown, a northern blue-tongue would probably reach 60 centimetres long, which is quite a hefty animal. Same sort of diet as other blue-tongues: vegetables, fruit, insects, mice, and cat food makes up a mainstay. And they do quite well on it. Now I'd like to show you some of my western blue-tongue young, which a female of mine gave birth to 5 healthy babies. I feed them every day on cat food, vegetables, some fruit, and they seem to really like young mice, and they're doing very well. I give them vitamins and calcium at least twice a week, as they are growing very fast.
Like shinglebacks, blue tongues get a bit frisky during the breeding season. Also filmed opportunistically by a breeder on his mobile phone, this video shows a pair of western blue tongues mating. Again, the male subdues the female by biting her and then trying to hold on. The female struggles, not because she is trying to get away, but because she is testing the strength of the male, and will only submit to a powerful, healthy male that can control her and thereby guarantee healthy offspring.
I believe that blue tongues make excellent beginner pets. They're very interesting and so easy to care for, which is one of the reasons I began keeping them as pets. They're also very good for kids, as they are quite easy to feed, become quite used to being handled, and don't bite unless they feel threatened. In fact, I can't think of any reptile that would be a greater pet than a blue tongue.